Let's try problem number 1. Have you had a chance to do that one yet? Okay. What you'll need to do until you get it under your belt is use page 137 as your crutch, because you'll notice the normal pH range is 7.35 to 7.45. Below 7.35 is what condition? Acidosis, right? Okay, so I would make a note there that 7.15 for problem 1 is acidosis. You'll also want to know the value range for carbon dioxide is 35 to 45 millimeters of mercury of pressure. We talked Thursday a week ago that in excess of 45 is acidosis, but less than 35 is alkalosis. This is less than 35, so the PCO2 there is alkalosis. Okay, and then the last thing there is bicarb. That shouldn't say NaHCO3, that should just say HCO3. But at any rate, the range for that was 22 to 26. In excess was alkaline, below 22 was acidosis. So here you've got 8 for the value. That means we're in acidosis in terms of the metabolic system. Now what do?
Start breathing a lot.
Yeah, so you match the two that are wrong, right? You've got acidosis for the pH, you've got acidosis for the bicarb. That's your problem. Now you know you've got a metabolic acidosis problem because those two particular conditions match. Do you have a compensation? Good. Respiratory alkalosis, and you're right, respiratory alkalosis compensation is going to be hyperventilation. Bring that pH back up to normal. What are you breathing off? CO2. CO2, right. Did you get the first one?
Wait a minute, you said the problem was metabolic?
Yeah, metabolic acidosis because pH was acid, bicarb was acid. The two that match are your imbalance.
What was the range for bicarb?
Bicarb is 22 to 26. Beyond 26, it's alkaline. Below 22, it's acid. Be sure to know those numbers for test 5. The ranges for pH, bicarb, and CO2. CO2 is 35 to 45. And in excess of 45, it's acidosis.
So what was the compensation?
For problem number 1, your compensation is respiratory alkalosis. to our problem, go ahead.
Do we automatically know there's respiratory alkalosis because
You have to check the value, because of CO2, if that problem was normal, let's say it was 40, it would not be a compensation, so there would be none.
so if it's alkalosis like it's not normal, then we
But
know
I'm going
that
down
it's
there.
a respiratory chronic.
Are you talking in terms of compensation? Yes. The only time it's compensating is when that particular system is doing the opposite number in terms of value, and that's what it's trying to do, it's trying to balance you back out.
So we look for the two that's wrong.
Yeah,
If it's bicarbonate that tells us that it's metabolic,
right,
if it would have been the CO2 that would have told us that it was respiratory.
right.
Alright, so we find the two that's wrong. We should know the numbers, whether or not it's acidosis or alkalosis.
Right,
And that tells us if it was respiratory, acidosis, or alkalosis.
right.
Alright.
And if the other number is in the opposite direction, it is compensating.
So for question one, if CO2 would have been in the other direction, well,
If CO2 had been 40, which is normal, no comp.
no.
Yeah,
If being the CO2 is low, it's respiratory,
alkalosis.
yeah, comp.
Yeah, that's what the comp is. We are out of time. Why don't we come back and revisit this real quick Tuesday, and then we're going to go through spermatogenesis and oogenesis. That's going to be the only two topics we actually cover in here for the male reproductive. Do read through the anatomy. I'm hoping that's going to be just a review from lab for you. So read through, let me know any questions you have on that stuff come Tuesday.
So anatomy is on page, just like I'm talking about.
Right, because I'm assuming that you've had that stuff from lab.